Say tuna. I'm gonna get you on camera because we want to show everyone how cute you are. There you go. Oh, you love fresh tuna. She can smell it. I'm not
fresh. So.
Yeah. Whoa, she's going nuts. Okay, tell everyone, say please. No, you had to say it big. There you go. Hey guys, it's Jessie Riemann here, aka Mighty Mouse. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to jump right into today's topic on the 4 reasons why you may not be losing weight. Have you ever heard, raise your hand if you've heard, all you have to do to lose weight is eat less and exercise more? I know that's what I was always told. And that is, I mean, while that may very well be true and people may temporarily lose weight from that, I'm here to tell you that that is never what is going to work for you long term. Okay, so here are all the reasons why. Number 1. You are not eating enough. Yes, you heard that right. When your body doesn't take in enough food consistently, you have to think of your body just like a car. If your car eventually runs out of gas, is it going to keep running? No. Well, the same thing is true for your body. And over time, when you do these low-calorie diets, your body starts to down-regulate all of its systems. So think of it this way. You are, through doing some kind of a restrictive diet, you are telling your body, okay, not enough fuel is going to come in for proper energy, for proper recovery, for proper sleep, etc. So, sorry about that, my camera died, so we're going to change the scenery. So back to where we were. Your body's main focus is survival, pretty much at all times. We're very primal that way. Our bodies don't know that we're in the 21st century and we have food at our disposal literally anywhere and everywhere that we possibly want. You could walk 5 minutes down the street to a gas station and get food if you wanted to. Okay, so being that our bodies don't know that you are purposely on a diet to lose 10 pounds and then you plan on going back to eating normally after that, your body is going to say, hey, okay, you're not going to feed me enough. Okay, so you don't need to have as much energy, and let's slow down your thyroid, and let's maybe drop your period out, or let's give you a whole bunch of food cravings to force you to start eating more again. So your body will literally eventually take over for you. Like I said, your body is very smart. How do you know that you are not eating enough? Well, here are some of the things to watch for. Do you have a whole bunch of food cravings, no matter what? Do you constantly think about food? Are you one of those people who goes through Pinterest and Instagram looking at food porn websites or pages? And do you find that you have crazy brain fog? Believe it or not, when you starve your body, that will eventually affect the brain, and your brain will actually shrink to compensate for the fact that it isn't getting enough. And we'll talk about more about fats in a later video, but fats are so important, healthy fats, for brain function. You may have trouble sleeping. If you find yourself waking up 2 to 3 times a night, that's not normal, guys. It can be a whole bunch of different things, but a lot of times it's because you're not taking in enough throughout the day. Some people wake up in the middle of the night and find that they need to eat something. And, then you think, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be doing this. And that tends to be when a lot of people will give in to the food cravings that they have during the day. That's not your fault, guys. That is your body's way of telling you that you need more food. Are you tired all the time? Are you irritable? That's been something I've struggled with for years and had no idea why it seemed like I couldn't control my emotions, and I would snap on people that I love and care about very much, and felt really bad about the way that I was acting and treating people in general. And that's literally just because it is another mechanism of your body trying to get you to eat more. So we are taught that these food cravings and binge eating, that's another one, if you find yourself falling victim to that, we are taught that means that you don't have enough willpower, and it's just not true. Because if it were true, I just really don't believe that we would have near the problem that we do in this country. The dieting industry is huge. People are on diets all the time. And if people really did listen to their bodies and give themselves enough food and consistently, your body wouldn't produce cravings like that until it actually needed something. So when you have carbohydrate cravings and you're on a low carb diet, it's for a reason. Your body needs those carbs for energy. And I can tell you from my own experience through trying to, not only doing crash diets before, but trying to fix my gut health. And I came across all these websites that talked about you needed to go really low carb to prevent fermentation in the gut and to prevent feeding candida and bad bacteria and so on and so forth. So I would cut my carbs down lower and lower and lower to try to control this problem. And all it did was give me less and less energy, make me have more and more cravings, and that just was my body's way of telling me I wasn't getting enough. And the same can be said for fats. If you're not taking in enough fats, you can be super constipated. Again, you can have brain fog. Your sex hormones won't work properly. Your sex hormones are made up of cholesterol. And how do you get cholesterol? From fat. Number 2, you may be exercising too much. Now, I'm not saying exercise is bad. Clearly, I'm a personal trainer. I believe in physical activity. But I can tell you that it is absolutely possible to be doing too much exercise. In my own experience, when I was trying to become a natural women's physique competitor, I sometimes was training upwards of 3 hours a day. So I would weight train really heavy, usually about 6 days a week for about 2 to 2.5 hours. And we're talking, it was heavy and it was hard. And then every single morning, just about, I would do 40 to 45 minutes of completely fasted cardio. And this went on for, off and on, different types of programs for 3 years, something like that. And I was extremely exhausted. I was irritable. My hormones were crazy out of whack. My gut health continued to get worse. And believe it or not, I hardly lost any weight while I was doing that. I did, periodically I would lose some body fat, but every single time I would go down 5 or 10 pounds, my body would eventually come back to the same weight. It wanted to be at a certain level because I constantly was starving it, constantly was forcing it to do all this extensive, rigorous exercise, and I hardly ever gave it a break. And when your body is that tired, you need to listen to it. This whole no pain, no gain slogan in the fitness industry, I'm sorry. Yes, you can challenge yourself, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with challenging yourself. But when you, throughout the day or even waking up first thing in the morning when you should be rested. If you are just dead tired and your body constantly hurts and you're having those constant cravings, your body's trying to tell you that it needs rest. I mean, I used to literally, I would train when I was sick because I needed to accomplish my goals and I wasn't going to get there unless I was die hard, and all that did, guys, was make my health worse and prevent me from losing weight. Number 3. You may have a thyroid problem. So hypothyroidism actually goes undiagnosed in a pretty large percentage of the population because most doctors are not going to do a full thyroid panel. There's just part of it that they look at. And when you don't see the whole picture, you don't know exactly what's going on. So some symptoms of having a low thyroid, that's what I'm referring to here, are feeling cold all the time. I know that I constantly have to go to bed with socks and a sweatshirt on. Apparently that's not normal. I went for years thinking that that was just the way things were. I'm cold a lot of times when other people say it feels pretty good. I don't sleep very well. That seems to be a common pattern here. You will feel constantly fatigued. Your digestion will be very, very slow, and this happens not only with having a thyroid problem, but again through not eating enough. And this is yet another survival mechanism that the body goes through when it recognizes that not enough fuel will be coming in. It needs to absorb every possible nutrient and calorie from that food, bless you, Oreo just sneezed, that it possibly can. And in order to do that, it needs the food to move through your digestive system incredibly slowly. Like I said, to make sure that you're taking everything from the food that it can. So when that happens, food tends to ferment in the gut. And when that happens, it can sit there and putrefy. If you've ever had that feeling like food just seems to take forever to go from your stomach through your intestines. I know that when I was going through the worst of mine, sometimes I would eat and it would feel like there was a rock sitting in my stomach for 6 or 7 hours after I had eaten. That's really, really slow. And then you can start developing problems like small intestinal bacterial overgrowth and candida overgrowth, and those things can be fixed and reversed. So definitely slow digestion is a huge one. I would definitely suggest that if your regular doctor has not found a thyroid problem through a conventional thyroid blood test, that you either ask them for a full thyroid panel or go to a naturopath who is well versed in hypothyroidism being a deeper issue that conventional thyroid tests might not show. And if your body, if you're having some of these symptoms that I've described and your regular doctor is telling you, oh no, your thyroid is fine, like they told me, listen to your body. It's not gonna lie to you if you listen close enough. So it may be that you need to temporarily get on some form of thyroid hormone. There are both the synthetic versions. I prefer the more natural, so I've been put on something called Thyroid. I don't believe that I will be on it for the rest of my life because I'm looking at the deeper rooted issues as to why this happened to me in the first place. Things like restricting my calories and over-exercising and tons of stress and inflammation, but your thyroid definitely can be fixed so that you can healthfully lose weight again. And number 4. Stress and inflammation. We live in a high stress society. We all know it, and we think that, again, it's normal. The body needs rest and downtime, guys. This is something it took me years to start paying attention to. and I'm still suffering the consequences because of it. We are told that you are supposed to be go, 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 go all the time, and you have to be doing this for your career, and then you have to be taking your kids to soccer practice, and then you have to be having this side project, and then you have to be able to buy this car, and you have to have the perfect bikini body, and it's just enough to cause this huge surge of cortisol and stress hormones out the wazoo. If we go back to what I was talking about before, about the body being very primal, when you are stressed out, your body doesn't know that you aren't running from a tiger. It doesn't know that you just got some kind of really upsetting email on your computer, that you are now so stressed about the rest of the day that it starts depleting your body's energy reserves. It starts signaling the body that survival is the main priority right now, not losing weight. So you just have to look at it that way. If you're chronically stressed, the last thing on your body's mind, because your body does have a mind of its own, is losing weight. So the best thing you can start doing is creating a self-care practice on a daily basis that allows you to de-stress. And that's different for everybody. You know, for some people that's meditation, for some people that's reading, for some people that is working out, for some people it's cooking. I mean, you have to find whatever that is for you and make sure that you're making that a part of your everyday life. And I wish that I would have learned this a long time ago, but, you know, wish in one hand, spit in the other, because I always felt like if I was resting, that I was being lazy, and that I wasn't being productive. And you don't always have to be being productive. Are you seeing a pattern here? Look at the fact that if you just keep thinking about your body from a primal perspective, your body wants to be in balance at all times. It wants to have enough of the right nutrients on a consistent basis. It wants to have enough rest. It wants to have enough joy. And I understand we all have stress in our lives, but if you don't have all these things in balance, chances are you will struggle with losing weight. So what do you do about it? How do you know how many calories to eat? The first place to start is to really listen to your body. If, in general, you've been doing a low-calorie diet or some type of restrictive way of eating for a long period of time, and you, let's say, don't have an appetite, and you've been struggling to lose weight for a long period of time, it might mean starting to eat a little bit more, and your appetite will eventually start to turn back on, and then it will tell you how much of everything that it needs. And this takes time. It takes a lot of trial and error. Oreo really wants to make a cameo appearance in this video, you guys. Hey, roly-poly. Oreo. You're such a dork. You need to stop doing diets. Anything that's going to create any type of mental and physical restriction. You need to find something that really works for you, that resonates with you, and keeps you feeling satisfied and full. And one of the things that's really worked well for me, and like I said, I'm still learning all the time, but eating more healthy fats has helped keep me so much more satiated after meals. When it comes to exercise, I am a huge believer in strength training, for one, just because it can literally transform the shape of your body. Even if you, I mean, because we all have different body types, right? So I'm never going to be the 5'10" Victoria's Secret model, because I'm a little 5'3" German girl that gains muscle very easily, and that's okay. You can take it and make it the best version of you. But also finding things that you actually enjoy. You know, maybe you don't like being on the treadmill for, you know, an hour running. Maybe you like taking dance classes. Maybe you like swimming. I'm a huge believer, and I tell my clients this all the time, is that you have to have parts of your fitness routine that you actually really look forward to, or you won't stay consistent doing it, and yet again it's going to cause stress, which is going to make your body hold on to fat, and the rest is history. So I hope that was helpful to you guys in helping explain some reasons why you may be struggling to lose weight. This is going to bring me to some real talk here. I debated talking about this publicly yet, because at first it was something that I was very embarrassed of. Being a personal trainer for the last 8+ years, as well as a nutritionist, and telling people, which is true, that, you know, I have not been purging. In other words, if you don't know what that is, that's throwing up in my case, like I used to for 8 years. I don't purposely try to starve myself like when I was anorexic anymore, and I've been able to be free and clear of those things for the past 6 years. However, in the last couple of months, progressively, I think it really has hit me that because of trying to fix a lot of the health problems that were created by me restricting my calories and binging and purging and over-exercising and abusing caffeine and overall being a type A, high-stress perfectionist type of person, and thinking that I could fix all these problems through restrictive eating, in the sense that I kept saying, okay, well, as long as I cut out these foods that are supposed to cause inflammation, and I change my exercise routine and take all these expensive supplements that are supposed to support my liver and increase my digestive enzymes and repopulate my gut with healthy bacteria. And God, I seriously must have been on 30 to 40 supplements a day. And realizing, especially in the last 2 years, as a lot of that has gotten worse, no matter what I've tried, that there was a piece of the puzzle that was missing. And I think deep down, I've known for some time that I still have some disordered eating patterns. And when I learned about orthorexia, which is essentially where you become obsessed and very dogmatic with healthy food and nutrition, and you're almost afraid to eat anything because you don't know if it's the absolute healthiest possible thing you could do. Through trying to heal my body in the last 2 years, I definitely created almost a whole other eating disorder. And I think after I finally realized that, I decided to track my calories for the first time in a couple of years. If you've ever had any form of disordered eating, you know that your vision of how much food is enough, or the way your body looks, is very distorted. So in my mind, because I had increased my healthy fats so much more than I ever had in my entire life, I was eating lots of food. But when I finally tracked it, and I was only eating anywhere from 900 to 1100 calories a day, which is extremely low. If you consider that in order to survive, if I did nothing at all but lay on the couch and barely move, my body needs somewhere around 1,500 calories. Yeah. But what I kept looking at, and the reason I don't think I realized this was as big a problem, is because of the fact that in society, like I said, we are taught that if you are heavy, or in my opinion, overweight, that's how I've seen myself for a very long time, that means that you are eating too much and not exercising enough. So I just kept looking at my body and saying, there's no way I'm eating too little. Otherwise, by definition, in these last 2 years, I should have shrunk down to an emaciated person, like I was back when I was anorexic. When I was anorexic, I was about, since I don't know how much I weigh right now, somewhere around 50 or 60 pounds less than I am today. So because I didn't see myself that thin and frail, I didn't believe that it could be possible that I was malnourished. And over the last 2 years, not only has my gut health gotten so much worse to the point where it seemed like no matter what I tried, I was bloated and overly full after every single thing that I would eat. I started having organ failure. My liver and gallbladder have been extremely painful. A lot in the last 2 years. Within the last 6 months, my kidneys have started to slowly fail. I had a kidney stone back in, I believe it was September of 2017. Most painful experience of my entire life. As well as my thyroid getting a lot worse. And not being able to lose any weight for, at least consistently, probably the last 10 years or so. And, you know, the thing is, I didn't know. I mean, if this would have been one of my clients and I would have been able to see how little they were actually eating, there's no way in a million years I would encourage somebody to do what I was doing. But it's interesting when you have this mentality. It's kind of taught to us by society that, especially as a woman, that you should be eating really small portions if you want to have the body you want. You can have a very distorted view of how much food you're actually eating. And so that's why I didn't even realize in especially these last couple of years, how much I was actually hurting myself, because my focus has truly been on healing my gut, which I thought was the primary problem. And knowledge is power, though. So, you know, at least now I know truly what the underlying issue has been. And I am in recovery. I'm working on gradually increasing my calories. It's a difficult process because my body has gone a very long period of time not having to digest very much food in one sitting. So there are days that it's very painful and I get full very easily. However, in the last 2 weeks, I would say that I can already notice a difference in how much food I'm able to eat, and I'm actually starting to feel hungry again, because for some people, once you've suppressed your calories for long enough, your appetite also gets suppressed. I'm having fewer cravings, and as difficult as I'm making this sound, I really do believe with my whole heart that this is what's going to finally help me, and I am going to fix this so that I can once and for all say with conviction that I am fully recovered. And I'm so passionate about helping as many people as I can to recover from eating disorders, restrictive eating patterns, over-exercise, just this trap that I think so many of us get in. because we have these idealistic yet unrealistic goals as to what we think we're supposed to look like. And I want to put a stop to that, because being healthy, you guys, is so much more important and so much more valuable than having the perfect body. I've been sick for over 15 years of my life because of these unnecessary pressures. And, you know, at some point, you do have to take responsibility for it. Yes, society puts it out there, but I can change it. And I can get to where I am healthy and happy with exactly who I am and what I look like, and recognize that being happy and being able to enjoy food with your friends or your family, which I haven't really done much of in the last 15 years, is so much more worth it than sitting at home, counting your calories, doing 3 hours of exercise every single day, having to take in loads of caffeine in order to have some sense of energy, a million pills, and spending thousands of dollars every year trying to make myself healthy when a lot of it was up here. And so that's going to be a lot of what this channel is about, is talking about these struggles, and that you absolutely can create the life that you want and be happy with the person that you are. So I hope that was helpful. I know that was kind of a deep subject, but I'm a firm believer that the more honest people are about their struggles, and the more transparent we really are, we can help more people. Because how many people actually admit what, you know, the hardships they're going through? And if more people did, we wouldn't feel so alone, and we would have more inspiration from people as to how to get past these things and heal faster. And so, you know, I think the more I can share with you, hopefully the more I can help you guys. So anyhow, that's it for today, and hope you're all having a great day. Hope you liked the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!